Good evening, everybody. Once again, this is the UFC on Fuel TV 4 post-fight recap with Standing Bear Thunderheart. And tonight, well, I am going to be calling the fights a little bit, but I'm also going to change things up a little bit here. Now, I was invited to a home recently from one of the friends of mine that I usually watch UFC events over at the sports bar. And I'll introduce you to him in a minute. But first, I'm going to briefly read down a card of this fight night event. It was a great event overall. So here we go. Now, Rafael Assuncao versus Issei Tamura, and the winner is Rafael Assuncao TKO. So that was pretty good right there. And Marcelo Guimaraes versus Dan Stittgen, and the winner is Marcelo Guimaraes via split decision. So wow, that's kind of calling it close there. And Rafael Natal versus Andrew Craig, and the winner is Andrew Craig via TKO victory. So congratulations on that. And Chris Cariaso versus John Ferguson, and the winner is Chris Cariaso unanimous decision. And Damcio Page versus Alex Caceres, and the winner is Alex Caceres via a submission with a triangle. So congratulations on that submission victory there, which was actually an actual win than he had a loss from last time. So congratulations. And of course, Rafael dos Anjos versus Anthony Njokuani, and the winner is Rafael dos Anjos via unanimous decision. And basically, what really went down was what really got him the victory was a lot of wrestling takedowns of Anthony Njokuani. And Anthony Njokuani just had the wind knocked out of him so much and was worn out. So congratulations, Rafael dos Anjos. And TJ Dillashaw versus Vaughan Lee, and the winner is DJ Dillashaw via a submission with a rear naked choke in 33 seconds. I mean, basically, Vaughan Lee just made a mistake when he was trying to throw some combinations and then tries to kick. But then, of course, DJ Dillashaw took him down with a nice suplex and slam type of deal. And in that retrospect, Vaughan Lee gave him his back, which was not a good thing. And DJ Dillashaw climbed on it, choked him out, tapped, and he earned a tap out victory. So congratulations on that. And Karlos Vemola versus Francis Carmont, and the winner is Francis Carmont via a submission with a rear naked choke. I mean, basically what it all boils down to, Vemola came out with a lot of power and strength, but it was the technique of Francis Carmont that really did it. I mean, basically what it all boiled down to it, the technique from the striking point of view, Carmont threw a nice front kick to the jaw, which was the beginning and the end. But what really got it going was when he had him wrestle to the ground and actually had him in a crucifix, and even had him in a crucifix to a position where he was actually able to trap his right arm, and it was able to sneak in from the side, somewhat from the side control towards his back, and still was able to slap on a rear naked choke from that position, which was very awesome to see and very artful as well. And so, needless to say, Carmont has a great submission victory, so congratulations on that. And Aaron Simpson versus Kenny Robertson, and the winner is Aaron Simpson via unanimous decision in his welterweight debut. I mean, what it all boils down to it, he just simply dominated Kenny Robertson throughout all the rounds with just wrestling, control, ground and pound. Kenny Robertson really landed some good shots in the first round, but after that, it wasn't really didn't do much to him at all. I mean, as far as Aaron just kept on going. And even though after the fight he won, he was so down on himself that he felt like, he could have done better, because he felt like if he would have gone against better competition, like John Fitch, for instance, he felt that the stuff that he's doing would not have cut it. The only thing I gotta say for him is that he needs to not to be too hard on himself. He always just needs to just keep working on it, because obviously a win's a win. So congratulations, Aaron Simpson, on that. And in the co-main event, James Huna versus Joey Beltran, and the winner is James Huna via unanimous decision. I mean, this was a knockout dragout fight. I mean, basically what it all boiled down to, James Huna was lit up on Joey Beltran from the get-go, and really hurt him to a point where he nearly knocked him out in the first round. but he was saved by the bell, or otherwise he would have knocked him out eventually. But Joey Beltran just, I mean, after the second round, just had a nice, good head on his shoulders, so to speak, and a chin, and kept on going, and kept battling out. And then, I mean, this is mostly a striking battle, but it was also some takedowns that James Huna did to earn him a lot of points as well. And even like in the third round, Joey Beltran just really started doing some good stiff jabs towards Huna, and even took him down once, and so did some ground and pounds on his own. So he was able to really hold on and really give a stronger performance in the third round. So in the end, though, James Huna got the win. So congratulations. And of course, now the main event. Now this is what we're going to be talking about as far as this particular individual here. And his name is Yogi. He's a friend of mine. So Yogi, thank you for inviting me to your home. It's been a great pleasure. It's been a long time since I've actually been in other people's homes in that way, instead of in bars and that kind of deal. So Yogi, before we do this, I'm going to just announce to a point that Mark Munoz went against Chris Weidman tonight. And obviously, you know, so according to a lot of people, this is supposed to be like a title fight to go against Anderson Silva. Now, they know why after the show wasn't not sure exactly who's next for the title shot, but everybody's very convinced, including myself, that tonight, and the winner by TKO, Chris Weidman, got the and he also got the knockout of the night too. And the reason how he was able to do it was because he was able to control. I mean, he did certain things to Mark Munoz that I never thought that he would have done. What do you think about that?
Oh, I was impressed. Mark Munoz has been on a roll, as you know. Wyman, I have not too much history on him, but it was impressive. He took him down at will. He just took control of the tempo of the fight, and it was great to see.
And not only that, but the fact that he like made it look easy to take him down with a double leg, which is never easy against a guy like Mark Munoz.
Right. Physically, he was bigger than Munoz. Showed he was stronger than Munoz, and his aggressiveness, you know, was foremost what dictated the whole fight. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. And here's another thing too, of course. And I mean, now that he was able to take him down, but he was actually he kept on him with different submission attempts, neck controls and head controls, takedowns, and kept on staying on it even when he tried to escape. And this was like all in the first round, mind you. This was not even the beginning of the second round, which we will get to that in a minute. But I mean, the fact that Mark Munoz couldn't get him go, what do you think was the situation with him?
Well, you know, Mark Munoz, being a decorated collegiate wrestler, he really didn't have much of an answer. He was overwhelmed. I don't know. I was taken over by how good Chris Weidman is. I'm still trying to digest the whole fight. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Because the thing about it is with Mark Munoz, like I say, he normally doesn't get dominated in that way. He normally would grind and pound and so forth. But also too, you know, he came from an injury. This is his first fight back from getting injured prior. So that could be a lot of number of things. Not to make any excuses, but it is what it is.
I had no knowledge of him being injured. I didn't know that till you just mentioned it. But that could be a factor. You know, I mean, if you ain't 100%.
Well, maybe not exactly 100%. Well, I mean, he may be 100% physically.
Physically, yeah.
But mentally, emotionally, it could be a different story.
Right.
So you never really know. But he seemed like he was ready to go. I mean, he came out like he normally was anyway. So, but it was just not his night. It was a very bad night for him, and hopefully he'll come back. But on the second round, though, what really got the beginning and the end was the fact that Chris Weidman, in a stand-up, threw an elbow that came out barely out of nowhere, a John Jones-like elbow, and went boom. And then like Mark Munoz came at him too quickly, got nailed, and then that was the beginning of the end. And then here's the thing: the guy fell like on his head so hard, and then the fact that Chris Weidman kept on punching, which was which was something he needed to do. But the real sad part of it is the referee was all like coming around, taking a look like, you know, he's all staring, and everybody was all like, "What are you looking for? You're seeing it in front of you. Stop the fight."
Yeah, well, credit to Chris Weidman. He's been doing his homework because, you know, John Jones, he does that at will. You know, he's just an expert, and he's been doing his homework. You can tell.
Oh yeah, he definitely does his homework, and that's the thing about, you know, what makes people successful and makes them fail is that whoever does the homework, whoever works on it, and things like that. Now, but what do you think about the fact that the referee didn't stop the fight sooner than you think? Do you think he stopped it at the right time? Did you think that? What do you think about that?
I think he could have stopped it like 5 punches before he stopped it. It's just
because it was just the way. I mean, Chris Weidman, like I said, he did his thing.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, guys, I mean, you know, the referee was right in front of it to a point where he could have like stopped it as soon as he even got in front of it, to see at least even the fact that Mark Munoz wasn't even covering up. I mean, for crying out loud, he was not even covering up.
Well, he was already face first on a blood puddle. You know, I don't know, probably wasn't within his vision to see that much damage, but he wasn't fighting back. So.
And that's just it. I mean, there's usually, you know, when there's punches that usually go off like that, usually people cover up.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even covering up. That's a scary thing. He wasn't even covering up even intelligently or even moving around or nothing.
Yeah, and in that sense, yeah, I guess it was a late call. You know, he should have stopped it earlier.
So, and then I heard that Dana White wasn't happy about this, and so I don't know what will be the consequences to that referee, if he's going to be fined or what. But, I mean, there are even people that are telling him that he needs to be fired, suspended, and, oh yeah, there's a lot of controversy with that, well, at least surrounding that referee anyway, not the win itself with Chris Weidman, mind you.
Well, you know, Dana's pretty good on calling those shots. He knows what has to be done, and he'll correct it. You know, he's good at what he does. That's why he's Dana.
Yeah, exactly. So now that Chris Weidman is the man, and he's really shown something, do you feel he deserves a title shot against Anderson Silva?
Most definitely. Most definitely. That was a beautiful exhibition right there.
And that's just it. And I totally agree with that statement that he just made. I mean, to see, you know, that'll be a dream fight now. Now that it's going out there, Dana White, UFC, make it happen. Make it happen.
Please make it happen.
I think it'll be a good event, and I think it'll be a good middleweight fight. And like I said, you know, I mean, hey, you know, I mean, with 5-0, and he did what he did to all these other top contenders, just make it happen already.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. The best of the best. We're waiting for it.
Yeah. So overall, one more thing before I go, what do you think about the event overall, and about the event as far as the night itself?
Oh, first of all, I want to thank you for coming and joining me. That's great to do a post review on this fight, which is wonderful. I hate watching it by myself. It was great. I enjoyed it. I never have a bad time with UFC or Strike Force for that matter. You know, it's just so intriguing.
Oh yeah, well, good times. Well, definitely. Thank you for allowing me at your home once again. Well, and I like to be in your company when we're in bars and everything like that. It's really been a pleasure.
Yeah, I like it. Anywhere I can see it. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll keep you coming back again.
Definitely. Well, guys, this is Vladimir Thunderheart. I'm getting out of here now. So take care, everybody, and be safe. Healing is all that is.